Hey everyone, it's Mary with Mary's Stampin' Cafe. Thanks so much for stopping in at my uploaded and recorded Saturday Stampin' video. I am here this morning to talk to you about some beautiful Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper. Now, every year, Stampin' Up! Retires a wealth of their beautifully designed and artistic Designer Series paper. And what makes Stampin' Up's Designer Series paper the best anywhere you can find is that the quality of the Designer Series paper, the color coordination of the Designer Series paper, and also the product coordination with a lot of their Designer Series paper. So I'm going to share a few of my favorites today. During the month of April, my Saturday Stampin' will all be about my retiring favorites. I've got favorite stamp sets and bundles and dies and punches and designer paper and embellishments, and I'll be sharing all of those. Plus, be sure to watch my blogs on Monday, because every Monday I will follow up my Saturday Stampin' video with a blog all about my favorites for that particular week. So let me get started here. Now remember, I said that Stampin' Up! Has oftentimes product coordination, and if you haven't seen, what you must have seen, the Be Mine beautiful Designer Series paper, 12 by 12, as you can see, I've used so much of it. But what's beautiful about this is Stampin' Up! Coordinates a product, because the Be Mine suite has a beautiful Bee Punch and Be Mine stamp set, and it all just coordinates so well. And you can oftentimes punch something right out of the designer paper. And I might not have any of that piece right now. I think I've used it all up. But what I'll show you, as you might remember, I had a specialty class that utilized this paper. It was my really sweet Fluffiest Friends class, but you can see me highlighting the Designer Series paper here, a couple of different directions of these cards, and then the sprinkling of all those beautifully coordinated colors. So Stampin' Up's colors are infused into these beautifully designed papers. And there we go, my fun bear. And then again, seeing it used in another way here. So just a beautiful, beautiful paper. It is retiring. And one thing that happens with our retiring Designer Series paper, consumable products seem to go very quickly. And I think this one is definitely going to be one, because it was out of stock for a while too. Just a beautiful, beautiful paper. Now I'm going to talk to you about this beautiful designer paper. This is called the Forever Love Designer Series paper, and it was part of a suite of products called Forever Love, which actually is retiring. But the beautiful Designer Series paper, this is a specialty paper. And that means that Stampin' Up! Has metallics that run through one side of the designer paper. But look how beautifully rich this is. This is Moody Mauve. We have our Petal Pink. Then we have beautiful Pretty Peacock. Now you'll see I have more of the Pretty Peacock pieces. I used this particular paper for a Fun Fold specialty class and utilized quite a lot of it. But I need to check real quick, because I was writing on those that are retiring if they were on special, and I'm thinking that this paper is not going to be on sale. Oftentimes the Designer Series paper, yeah, there's no discount on it. Oftentimes the Designer Series paper do not go on sale when they're retiring. And so there you go. This one is just stunning, and I'm going to create a card with that today. And then we do have something, our vellum cardstock and this Vellum Basics package is retiring. It's 40% off beginning April 9th, and so you can get it for $6. And it is beautiful. It has 3 different designs on the vellum. There are 2 sheets of this beautiful leaf There you go. Beautiful leaf structure. Then we have the polka dots. And then there is the beautiful diagonal lines. And so you get 2 each of them, and they are just fantastic. I'm going to pull the dots out because I think I'm going to use the dots today on my card. So again, beginning April 9th, this package of the Vellum Basics is going to be 40% off. And so that's a great deal. But again, you want to get those things that are retiring, that are consumables, done quickly. All right, let's talk about my card today. I'm going to be bringing in the Perennial Postage Stamp Set. This is one from the January to April mini that is also retiring. There is no discount on this stamp set, but it is retiring. And I'm going to pair it with the beautiful Lights Aglow dies. The Lights Aglow has a stamp set that coordinates with it that is also retiring, and I believe it's on special, but the Labels Aglow are going to be 50% off beginning April 9th, this particular die set. That brings it to $16.50 for these stunning, beautiful, beautiful dies. I'm going to be utilizing this right here, and gonna do that. And sorry about that, I have a phone call going on that I will let just go. So I'm gonna use this die right here, I believe, and then I think I want to use this one, or I'm gonna use this one, and this Lights Aglow die fits perfectly for either one of those, and so I want to use those. Okay, so now I am going to get very, very into this beautiful and stunning Designer Series paper. What you will see with Stampin' Up's Designer Series paper is that the colors match perfectly with their cardstocks. That's one of the things that sets Stampin' Up apart from any other crafting company, is their coordination of color is to none. It is just stunning. So what I'm going to do here is grab my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to just put this layer of Designer Series paper, just beautiful. You've got the gold trellis here, and that gold trellis has beautiful roses. So very nice. Then I went ahead and I cut another piece of the Pretty Peacock at 4 1/2/3/8 by 3 1/2. So 4 3/8 by 3 1/2, which is going to go right here. I am going to raise it up with dimensionals. Just put that down. Well, I want to glue my other piece. So I took another piece of the Designer Series paper, and it's the floral one, and I'm going to adhere that right to here. It is just a quarter inch difference, but look at how pretty those flowers are on the other side. Those are Moody Mauve flowers on that beautiful petal pink color. So very nice. So a lot of people talk about how they have lots of Designer Series paper. This is a great way to utilize. Now check out my layering here. Look at that busyness that I have. I've got the 2 different designs, but because it's all Pretty Peacock, it just works so well together. This will be raised up, which will take away from being like right on top of each other, which we don't want to happen. So that's looking like that. Now I'm going to take my vellum polka dots, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it about the same size, but just a little smaller. So my designer paper is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So if I go 3 by 4 1/4, just take things at a 1/4 inch difference, and I'm going to layer that right over top of those gold flowers. One thing that's going to do is it's going to bring down that gold a bit. There we are. And it's now blocking out quite a bit of that. But what I think I'd like to do on it is I'm going to do a little tilting on it, like so. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this pretty peacock down. Well, this is such a gorgeous and rich color. And I'm going to put this right down in the center. And by lifting it up, it does pull it up a bit so it doesn't seem so busy. And then I'm going to bring this in here, but I am going to tilt it a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using my mini glue dots. And my sentiment is going to kind of come right in here. Not sure which, if I'll have it go this way maybe. So then maybe I want this to tilt this way. So I'm going to bring this in here. Yes, and so my glue dots can go there, and my glue dots can actually go almost anywhere, because with vellum, the glue dots tend to not show, which is through the vellum, which is great because nobody wants to see their adhesive. And because I'm using the dotted paper, the dotted vellum, that will be working just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little tilting here on this. There we go. Looking a little. So now let me grab, if you are a clean and simple, I'm going to transform you into a beautifully over-the-top designer series paper gorgeous. I can see my glue dots there, so that's something to think about. I didn't think I would. That's going to be perfect. I just need to know that I'm going to stamp my sentiment right in the center. So you mean the world to me. Grab that stamp. Oh, in realization, I need my pretty peacock stamp pad. Get it right out of my caddy. Oh my goodness. I guess I'm not ready for my recorded video today. That's all right. I don't have my adhesives on here, so make sure I have things straight as much as I can. My pretty peacock ink is very, very juicy. Beautiful. And then I'm going to do You Are Loved Beyond Measure. It's a beautiful sentiment for your daughter. The other thing to look for is that a couple of the Stampin' Up! Blocks are also retiring, and I love no wonder half my thing is still on. I love Stampin' Up! Blocks. Let me tell you why. If you've watched me, you know. Stampin' Up's clear blocks are quite thick, which is great. You want to have thick blocks. And also there's a little divot in here for your hands, for your fingers to be, so they're up away from it, and you will not get smudges of ink on your cardstock from your fingers getting into the ink. Let me find my paper here. There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up and just make sure I have it right side up. No, I did not. So You Are Loved Beyond Measure. Beautiful. That color is so great. Oh, love it. Okay, let me go ahead and grab my machine, my mini machine here, so we can use that Labels Aglow. Such a great deal. 50% off, my goodness gracious. So again, April 9th begins those sales. All right. Just make sure my sentiment is going to be, oh goodness, I should have switched my plates. I've got my one I usually use on the bottom on the top, and ugh, it's so dirty. Okay, look at how beautiful that edging is in the ends. So nice. It's a beautiful die set. Okay, I've got that. I'm going to go ahead and drop my die back in its container so it doesn't get lost. And I am going to bring this over here. I do need to get that little bit of sponging. Grab my sponge. I'm going to use my blending brush just to tone down the white a little bit. Ink up here. I'm going to go ahead and use my mat to pull off some of that ink, because I don't want it too blobby. So I'm just right along the edge. Put my glasses on so I can see. Right along the edge. There we go. That's taking that tone down. I do see I have a little blop right above my, I guess maybe I did get a little ink on my, oh goodness. All right, so this is also going to come up with dimensionals, this sentiment. And then what I'm going to do is I've got my sprig punch, and I'm going to do a little bit of punching out. First I'm going to do with the pretty peacock. Bring some of these into here. See how many I want or need. I don't know that I'll bring any down to the bottom, but I know I want that one here. So I'll do just a little bit of liquid glue. Just a tiny little, whoa! I said just a tiny little bit of liquid glue, and look what happened. Look what happened. Goodness. Must be the change of weather and things that's happened. I'm going to put that right down into here. And then I might bring this other little one in here, like so. I like that. This one I think can just pick up this little blop of glue right there and be good. Just like that. I don't mind them being up. See about another down here. That's kind of cute. I like that. Just a little. Just a little. There's that glue again, just coming out all on its own. Goodness. Then I want to grab that polka dotted vellum, and I'm going to do with the vellum, with the polka dots, a couple of them. And what happens is we get kind of that little bit of that layering happening. yes, yes, yes. Well, that already has some glue on it, so I'll just let it have glue right there. Oh, now it's on me. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Sometimes crafting is funny. And then I'll put this one down here with the other. It just adds so much fun detail. So much fun detail. And it's good to have that pretty peacock because it otherwise that vellum is just right against the vellum and that's no fun. So you mean the world to me. Love it. Now I'm going to grab embellishments. Now, hear me out. The embellishments are crazy that go out of the annual catalog. You need those embellishments. Everybody needs those embellishments. And there are ones. So for example, the classic matte dots, they are just incredible. I was going to be using these because I want to, I know it's crazy, I want to add some black. I was going to add some more gold, and then I thought, no, I want to contrast it. I want something else to pop. And so I'm going to use these classic matte dots. You get white, vanilla, there's a basic gray and a black. They are going to be 40% off starting on April 9th for $4.20. And so this is one of the embellishments. When I get to that in my blog of my favorite retiring things, I will share with you about 4 or 5 embellishments that I think you just have to have. You just need them in your stash, your arsenal. I need to put one right there because I had a little bloop. I know, so it seems a little strange to put it there, but I'm going to. So just see how the black, they're small, but they just set it. If I were to use some gold, I think that would just make it all too brassy, but looky there. Okay, so classic matte dots. You may as well write that down right now because I will come back to that on my embellishment day. I'm definitely gonna hit on the embellishments and the punches and dies sooner than later because they will definitely sell out. Okay, the other thing we're going to do here is to finish up our card, but you know what we need? We need a little of that pretty designer series paper, and we'll do the little flowers. So let me grab my trimmer real quick. That paper is 4 inches across, so let's make sure our flowers are 4 inches across. 4 is the first layer of your card base. And then we'll just go ahead with a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch. 3/4 inch. 3/4 inch is a good size for on the inside. You always end up with a bunch of those strips when you're cutting your designer series paper, so it's a great thing to do. Just fancy up the inside of your cards as well. All right, so let's put that right in there. And then we'll put it inside our card. And then this beautifully, I shouldn't say this beautiful card is only beautiful because of the gorgeous specialty designer series paper. Well, there we are. You are loved beyond measure. And I could even put a little, my blacks are all large now. Well, there we are. There we are, you guys. You can see all that texture. That's what I was all about here. All that texture. And my mini glue dots are all hidden, so you don't see that with the vellum. Let me come, what do you think? So tell me what you think of my card today, you guys. Again, the discounts and the sales begin on April 9th, but remember, stuff goes very quickly. And I just shared with you a couple of my favorite designer series paper. The specialty designer series paper are always ones that you can use just to fancy up those projects with the metallics. The coordination with the Be Mine, absolutely love that. The springy, summery, florally, all the little bees, that can go for so many things and coordinate so well with the product of the stamps and the punch. And then of course the vellum cardstock, or the basics, and the basics, ooh, 40% off. Love it. So I hope you enjoyed my video today, you guys. Give me a thumbs up. I am traveling this week, but do check out my blogs, because I will follow up my blog for Monday with about the designer series paper and the things that are retiring there. So until next time, guys, happy stampin'.